Welcome to London Property News Bulletin. Every week, we break down the key headlines and the wider news that could influence the market, keeping you informed and confident in your decisions. Here is what you need to know this week.
The Rich List and who is not on it. The Sunday Times Rich List landed last week, and the real story isn't who is on it, it is who has left. Britain's 157 billionaires now hold wealth equal to 22% of GDP, but the more telling trend is the foreign-born exodus following non-dom reform. Prime central London isn't collapsing, it is repricing. One tier of buyer is leaving, another, more discreet, is taking its place. Watch the bid side of the market, not the headlines. Knight Frank's warning is about bonds, not base rate. Tom Bill, head of UK residential research at Knight Frank, used the latest UK residential outlook to flag bond market pressure and political uncertainty as the bigger risks to housing, not interest rates themselves. Rising gilt yields tighten mortgage pricing, whatever the Bank of England does, and the bond market is increasingly the swing factor. For prime London, where cash and equity-rich buyers dominate, the read across is to confidence, not finance, and confidence is fragile. A £53 million arrival in St John's Wood. Nigerian billionaire Femi Otedola has acquired a London home in St John's Wood for £53 million. One transaction does not make a market, but it is a useful counter-data point to the wealth flight narrative. Ultra-high net worth capital is still landing in prime London, just more selectively. The buyers who have moved out are not the same as the buyers moving in. Headlines focus on departures because they are easy to count. Arrivals tend to be quieter and harder to track. Leasehold reform, still more ambition than impact. The Telegraph reports that thousands of leaseholders are still unable to change managing agents despite the leasehold reform agenda. Labour has effectively conceded that the draft Commonhold and Leasehold Reform Bill needs further work. For prime central London leaseholders, this is the daily friction the reform was meant to remove, and the gap between political ambition and practical impact remains wide. If you are sitting on a long, unexpired term with a managing agent you didn't choose, nothing has changed yet. Landlords raising rents and tenants paying the tax bill. Nearly half of landlords intend to raise rents within the next 12 months, citing the higher income tax rate on rental income announced in November's budget. The mechanism is straightforward. Costs are rising, supply is contracting, and the rental market is one of the few places where landlords can recover ground. Tenants are not the audience for these decisions. The Treasury is. The political price of taxing landlords harder is being paid by renters, and that is becoming impossible to disguise. AI won't end broking. It will split it in two. The Financial Times argues AI is set to reshape UK mortgage broking, with first-time buyer transactions most exposed and advised, complex cases insulated for now. For prime London, the implication is the reverse of the headline. Straightforward broking gets commoditized, but the value of human advice on structured borrowing, offshore lenders and family office facilities goes up. The market is bifurcating, not collapsing. The broker who survives the next 5 years will look more like an advisor than a price comparison engine.
That wraps this week's London Property News Bulletin. Thank you for listening. If something caught your attention or you need support navigating the impact of the news, then please reach out to us. We're here to guide you. If this was useful, do pass it on to someone who also follows the market, and don't forget to subscribe to stay one step ahead.